This is the second episode of NFT Talk, and we're going to dive a little bit today into Cardano NFTs, more specifically Clay Nation, because let's keep it real for a second. There are thousands, and I'm pretty sure at this point there are thousands of NFT projects on Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Polygon, and pretty much other cryptocurrencies and whatnot, right? So I'm going to talk about what I'm somewhat knowledgeable in, and later on, when we do more podcasts, we'll have a guest over, or I'll have more information on other NFTs. But for now, we're going to talk about what I've been looking at the very current moment. So I want to say that in the past couple months, well, before 2 months ago, Cardano has been very poppin', very popular. Now it's been not so much really talked about because it's been stagnant compared to like Ethereum, Bitcoin, uh, not Dogecoin, but Shiba Inu, and so on, right? But the NFT space in Cardano is really fun and amazing, in my opinion. So, if you haven't heard of CNFT, which is just like the Cardano NFTs, or heard of any projects, let's get into them. So, what OpenSea is to Ethereum, CNFT marketplace, right? Or CNFT.io is to Cardano, where you can buy any sort of NFT based on Cardano. So, for example, you can go to any project that you'd like. So, you go to the marketplace, and through this marketplace, you can check out all of the NFTs that they have. So, right now, I have it on Clay Nation, which is a project I'm going to talk about right now. So, Clay Nation is a blue chip on Cardano. And what do I mean by that? So, looking at CNFT analytics, again, on Ethereum, you can see a lot of analytics and data around the NFT projects. I'm using CNFT analytics because I think, in my opinion, it's the best one and the only one I know in terms of finding data around the NFTs. And we see that in the all-time stats, that Claymates or Clay Nations have been the number one project in terms of ADA volume and total sales. But the most important is ADA volume. So as it's been selling a lot more transactions have been processed compared to Spacebuds, which has been launched before Claymates, I believe. But after that is Yumiverse or Yumi Universe. So as of right now, there has been around 13 million, almost 14 million ADA that has been traded, right, for these Claymates. Now, what are Claymates? Well, it's essentially this. So if you're watching the video, or if you're not watching the video per se, it's basically an NFT sort of art that's configured in a clay sort of form. So I believe the team actually made this with actual physical clay, and that's what makes this very unique. But again, what makes an NFT so unique? Is it the art? No, it's something a lot more. It's the community. Some can say the roadmap. I don't really believe in that. But what they're doing with their community slash like on Discord or on Twitter, and what they're gonna do in the future, right? Whatever the utility is, right? When you think about utility, you think about VRENs, which we'll get into some other time, right? So again, so right now, and I think you got to take this with a grain of salt when you look at the NFT analytics. Doesn't have to be with this project per se or on Cardano, but just looking at the floor prices, the data, take everything with a grain of salt. And here's why. So TokenRef is a website where you can check out the sales data of an NFT project on Cardano. Excuse me. You can see the rarities of a NFT project. So, for example, the standard for an NFT project is like 10,000 NFTs, like individual ones that you can mint, and that's kind of like the standard now, 10,000, 5,000, etc. And depending on what the traits are for each NFT, they're going to be a lot more rare or a lot less rare. So, for example, this one right here in the middle, it's a Clay Nation with mushroom earrings, a rose in its mouth, and no eyes. That's going to be a lot more rare than the NFT to the right, where it's just a simple Clay Nation with blue eyebrows, some earrings, and a plain old gray shirt, right? This one's a lot more unique, and you can even see it right here. I didn't mention it, but the rake number is 3,579 out of 10,000, whereas this one is 8,427. And you can see that whenever a clay nation or whenever an NFT is a lot more rare, it's going to be priced at a higher value, right? And something that we need to take into consideration is the floor price. Again, going back to the floor price, whichever cryptocurrency NFT project they're looking at, take the listing floor or all the data, the listing floor price and all the data with a grain of salt. And here's why. So on TokenRef, we're seeing here that the floor price is 1,045 ADA. But I think this is the 3-day floor price. So I might be wrong in this analysis. So this is the current floor, 1,045 ADA, right? But if we go to the CNFT marketplace, and if we go to the filter low to high, we actually see that the lowest clay nation that you can buy is 710 ADA. So, and that's because there's a drop. So, and the reason why that is, going back to TokenRef, looking at all the sales data, we see here that it's been popping off ever since the 19th of October. And I think that's because on that day, they, on Discord and Twitter, they announced that they're going to do a Halloween drop, right? And the only people who can mint the Halloween drop had to be owners of the Clay Nation. So if you didn't have a Clay Nation, then you're ineligible to do the drop, or to mint rather. So for that reason, there was a lot of demand, and it's the floor price, including to Clay, TokenRef, went from 1,400 ADA all the way then up to, according to this, almost 1,700 ADA. And then now that the Halloween drop was over, it's been kind of going down and down, and picked up a little bit. And I think in the long term, because this project was launched actually in September 11th, or a lot before, maybe September 10th, I don't know, of 2021, it's been going up, right? So if you're to maybe extrapolate this, it's going to go up, but it's too early to say. There's nothing guaranteed. Let's be real here. So again, if you're on primarily Cardano NFTs, these are the best resources in terms of like finding the projects that you want to, or finding the marketplace in which you want to buy your NFTs. CNFT, or sorry, this is the site where you do want to buy your NFTs. CNFT Analytics is where you see the sales data of each project. So again, going back to the hamburger menu, and you're going to project stats, we see here that's Space Buds. But if we go down to Clay Nation, down to C, we'll see that we'll get a lot of stats. But again, these stats somewhat vary between website to website, and you'll get an idea as you analyze more of these things. So going to the volume charts. It's not even loading. This actual website has been kind of buggy at times, so you have to be careful in where you get your data from. So this isn't working at all. So if you go to TokenRef, and you go to, CNFT Analytics, which for some reason wasn't working here. Yeah, the blue chip stocks or blue chip NFTs are Claymates, Spacebuds, and Umiverse. All these other ones are pretty risky, and what Gary Vee said, he said like 99% of NFT projects are going to go bust. It's kind of like the .com boom, if you remember that or read about it. But anyways, we see here that this Claymate has sold for 88,000, almost 89,000 ADA, and that's about what, $180,000, right? That's some serious stuff right there, because the price of ADA at its current moment is around $2. And people think that whenever you increase the price of ADA, that the price of the actual NFT is going to stay the same, but in reality, it's kind of deflated. So the price sort of remains. So for example, if we go to OpenSea, and I'm going to refer to VFriends here, because before their floor price was 10 ETH, but because the value of ETH actually increased, the new floor price is down 9.17 ETH. So you might think, oh, something's wrong with the project. In reality, no. It's just that the price of Ethereum went up, and we got to kind of deflate the value of the NFT itself, right? So that's that. And there's probably tons of websites out there where you can find a lot of sales data based off these NFTs, like VFriends. But again, this one has a lot of utility, and it was launched like 5-6 months ago, and it's incredible, right? But that's for another discussion, talking about NFTs in the Cardano space, because it's really dope and unreally heard of, and I'm not gonna say unheard of, but not as talked about, right? So that's something that I definitely recommend looking to see NFTs, the blue chip NFTs at least, with utility. And what I love doing is going on Twitter and seeing what sort of projects or announcements that they are going to make, right? So we go to Clay Nation. If I can spell. We see that they have 23.5 thousand followers. They engage in it every day, multiple times a day, which is really cool. And they have a really popping Discord. I think I have it open here. But all these things are very important, and you got to see that their community is actually engaged as they're growing. And the reason why they're so engaged was because when they have like these contests, these Halloween contests, you can see that a lot of people are actually participating in these actual sort of contests and taking selfies and whatnot, being engaged with the community, so on and so forth. That's why it's extremely, extremely important. And it's so important to go on the Discord because you find a lot of information, not only from the actual creators of the project, but from other people who are either just part of the community or owners of Clay Nation, right? So that's a cool thing. All right, so that concludes the episode of NFT Talk. We're gonna dive a little bit deeper in what's that called? In NFTs and Ethereum space, but mainly for right now, Cardano, because that's what I know. But if you have any suggestions, everyone, just please let me know, and we'll get into the next episode. So with that being said, have a good one. Peace.